Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to have another girl-to-girl talk. I know that entering into womanhood is not easy for all of us. You may not have a parent or an aunt or a grandmother or perhaps an older sister that you can talk to. And I know sometimes even if you do, you may feel a little bit uncomfortable talking to them about menstrual cycles and things like that. So this is pretty much just a video dedicated to the common mistakes every woman/girl makes when using tampons. Now, I have done previous tampon videos and pad videos in the past, and you guys do give me a lot of questions, and I try to answer them in upcoming videos. So this is pretty much one of those. So the first thing I wanted to go over was using 2 tampons at the same time. I do not recommend this at all. 1 tampon should do the job, and if you feel that you may want that extra security, my suggestion would just be to wear not a tampon, wear a pad on your underwear. Well, obviously on your underwear. So my suggestion is just to wear a pad for that extra security, just in case there is any leakage, and you can't change your tampon within that 4 to 6 hour window. So another thing that I wanted to go over is that don't forget, tampons do cause, or can cause, not do, I don't want to freak you guys out, tampons can cause TSS, which is toxic shock syndrome. Now, when you buy tampons, on the side of the box, they should have all of that information. If it's not on the box itself, it will be inside in a little pamphlet. And I'm just going to go over with you guys what it says. So, tampons are associated with toxic shock syndrome, TSS. TSS is a rare but serious disease that may cause death. Sudden fever, usually 102 degrees or more, vomiting, diarrhea, fainting, or near fainting when standing up, dizziness, or a rash that looks like sunburn can all be warning signs of a rare but serious illness, toxic shock syndrome. Now, although it is rare, I do want to let you guys know that when I was growing up, my cousin's friend actually did die from TSS. So although it's rare, I just, I can't emphasize it enough that it is important to take proper caution when inserting tampons and using tampons, because although rare, it does happen. And since I know someone that did die from TSS, I just push it a little bit more. I'm not trying to scare you guys out of using tampons, because even me myself, knowing that, I still use tampons. So what I do recommend is buying a box of tampons that has a variety of sizes, so that way you can use the proper size for the correct flow day. So if you are on a lighter flow, you would use a smaller tampon, which is a regular tampon, which is a lot skinnier. And on your heavier flow days, you would use a super tampon, which is a bit thicker. So yes, that is that. So the second mistake that a lot of us use is not washing our hands before and after inserting a tampon. Now, you're gonna wanna wash your hands before inserting a tampon because, well, we do have bacteria on our hands. And since the tampon is going up inside of us, you don't want to have that excess bacteria entering inside because you're handling the tube with your hands. And also, after taking out the tampon, it's just sanitary to wash your hands, especially when you're dealing with blood. So the next thing I want to talk about is if you want your tampon to work correctly, you need to make sure that you insert it correctly. So I have my little friend here that is going to help demonstrate how to insert a tampon the proper way. So there are several different types of tampon. This one right here is U by Kotex, and it starts off compact. However, when you take it out of the package, it does look like this. And then what you want to do is pull until you hear it click. This means that it is now extended to the full size. And then there is tampons that already come extended to size as soon as you take them out of the package. So now I am going to demonstrate how to insert a tampon properly. So you're going to make sure that you wash your hands first, and then you are going to take the tampon out of the plastic wrap. Now you are going to want to find a comfortable position. This is either sitting down with your knees spread apart or standing with 1 foot elevator, either on the toilet bowl seat or perhaps maybe on the bathtub. What I usually like to do is squat a little bit over the toilet bowl seat. Now you're going to put the applicator tip into the opening of the vagina just like this. and you are going to gently glide it towards the lower back. Keep easing the applicator in until it has been inserted all the way up to this ring right here. So once this ring right here is touching your vaginal opening, what you're going to do is push the two rings together like this until they touch, and then you are going to pull the plastic applicator like that. Do not flush the plastic applicator down the toilet bowl because your parents will have to call the plumber, because this does not flush very easily. It will get stuck in a pipe. So all I suggest is just rolling this up in either a piece of toilet paper, or you can simply put it inside the wrapper like this and dispose of it in the trash can. Now, to remove a tampon, all you have to do is this string right here is to remain calm and just easily pull down on it until the tampon comes out like so. So once the tampon is out, what you're going to want to do is place it in the wrapper and roll it up and throw it in the trash. Now, what I like to do to be a little bit more discreet is I will actually also wrap this in toilet paper and then throw it in the trash. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was making sure that you use the proper tampon size for your proper flow day, meaning you don't want to use a skinnier tampon on a more heavier flow day, because then you can chance the risk of having a accident. Now, what I mean by this is there are regular size tampons, and actually these are both considered regular size tampons from different suppliers. As you can see, this one is a little bit bigger, this one is a lot skinnier. I tend to go towards this brand, which is U by Kotex, and this is actually the multi-pack. It has regular and it also has super. Now, when I use these ones don't tend to last me long. Usually by like the second hour, I need to change. These are a lot skinnier for me, and this even happens on my regular flow day as well. So I'm gonna stick with this really quickly and just show you the difference. So this is considered a regular, and then this one right here is considered a super, which is a lot thicker, as you can see. Are you able to see that? I think so. So you can see the difference in the sizes. Now, on a heavier flow day, I will go ahead and use this thicker tampon, the super size, because this will make sure that I don't have any accidents, and I actually get away with using this one for a full 6 hours. And on my regular flow days, I end up using the regular size. So another thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that when buying tampons, you're going to want to make sure that you buy tampons that actually have this plastic applicator around the cotton, because it is just so much more easier to insert inside of you. So they do have tampons that have the cotton sticking out like this. I just pushed this out just to give you an example, but I do want to let you know that it's so much harder to put the tampon inside of you that doesn't have the plastic applicator around the cotton, because the cotton, it's dry and you're trying to insert it into your vaginal opening, and it's very difficult to do so. So when choosing a tampon, I recommend choosing one that actually has the plastic applicator around it, so that way it's much easier to get inside. So the next thing I want to touch on once again is to make sure that you change your tampon every 4 to 6 hours. There are some companies that do recommend every 4 to 8 hours. However, don't be lazy, guys. Don't take any shortcuts. Make sure that you change it out every 4 to 6 hours. Those directions wouldn't be printed on the box if they didn't mean it. So another mistake that a lot of us tend to do is using a tampon the day after our period has ended for a just in case. So this is a big no-no, for the simple fact that taking out a dry tampon from a dry vagina is going to hurt. It's not going to be a very comfortable feeling. So if you feel that you may spot a little bit after your period, I suggest just throwing on a Lite or a thinner pad. So the next thing that I want to talk about is using a tampon with a torn wrapper. Sometimes we throw tampons in the bottom of our bag and we completely forget that they are there until our next cycle and we need it. So first and foremost, the wrapping is on the tampon to make sure that it protects it from any dirt and debris that may possibly get on the cotton, because that is something that you do not want to insert into your vaginal opening. So I wouldn't suggest using it unless you are in a pinch, and if you are in that really bad situation, just make sure that you check it over, make sure that there is no dirt on the cotton before inserting it into your vaginal opening. So the next thing I want to discuss is using tampons that have a fragrance. Now, while some of us can get away with inserting anything there and absolutely nothing happens, there are some of us that are a little bit more sensitive down there, and using a tampon that has a fragrance may cause irritation and it may cause itchiness. So instead of chancing this, I would suggest when choosing a tampon, making sure that you choose one that doesn't have a fragrance. So the last thing that I want to talk about with you guys, which may be a little TMI, but it needs to be said, changing your tampon when you poop. Yes, I am going there. So changing out your tampon when you poop is good for two reasons. One is that when you poop, you do push, and when you push, you are pushing your tampon forward a little bit. And even the slightest bit of movement from your tampon can cause discomfort. And the second reason is that you don't want to cause any bacteria from back there going to the front, because that may not be good and it may cause an infection. So you're gonna wanna make sure that your tampon is sitting properly up inside of you so that the string is not long enough to reach the back of you, if that makes sense. Yes, okay. So yeah, so those are the reasons why you're going to want to change your tampon after you do a number two. So there you have it, you guys. Those are my tips, tricks, and my advice for no-nos. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If there are any questions that you may have, comment it down in the comments box below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.